Hi there. Today I'm going to be talking about the book 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. And I kind of get cautious to say this, but I'm going to do it anyway. This book was pretty life-changing for me. I often do give my honest opinion on books that I read, and I can always admit that I'll usually find a helpful tip that offers me some guidance in some way or that I come back to, but it might not always make it into like my top 10 most life-changing books. But this one's different. The aim of this book is to talk about difficult things so that we can face them and handle them. I highly recommend that you pick up this book. The author is Brianna Wiest. She's a writer through and through. It's her passion and her life's purpose. In every book she writes, she aims to rewire people's brains so that they are more aligned with purpose and truth. Some of her other books you may have heard of is The Mountain Is You, When You're Ready, and This Is How You Heal. Her writing has been featured in Forbes, Thought Catalog, USA Today, and the Huffington Post. She also works at a publishing house whereby she either edits books or looks for new authors. It's evident that she uses her words very well. I also always appreciate an author who reads as much as they write. Self-development books often speak about goals. They go into how to set goals, how to stick to them and stay committed, and how to be proud of the progress that you make along the way. However, Brianna has an interesting notion about goals that I've not read about before. She says accomplishing goals is not success. How much you expand in the process is. This is a very different outlook to have, as we would usually think that accomplishing our goal makes us successful. However, Brianna disagrees. She suggests how you change, grow, and learn in the process of accomplishing that goal is what makes you successful. This is not to say that we shouldn't have goals. I don't believe that she's suggesting that goals aren't that important or that they're meaningless, just that we possibly give them too much attention and pressure. We can understand this to be true because when we do set out to achieve a goal and begin making progress, we learn so much. Maybe we fail and we get up again. It's probably not easy, but it does make us stronger. Therefore, what we gain in terms of experience may be more valuable than the initial goal was. Next, we're on to beliefs, which are thoughts or principles that we believe to be fact. Some of them make sense and are objectively true, like the earth is not flat. But sometimes we have beliefs that are not necessarily true. They can stunt our growth, such as, I'm not good at studying, therefore I shouldn't apply for a university degree. Brianna in this book goes into how we can change a belief so that we're not limited in any sense. Brianna says that a belief is what you know to be true because experience has made it evident to you. Using their example of not being good at studying, maybe this person had an experience where they studied and failed a test, and this experience made a person believe that they are not good at studying, therefore shouldn't get that university degree. Brianna goes on to say that if you want to change your life, change your beliefs. And if you want to change your beliefs, go out and have experiences that make them real to you, not the opposite way around. Whatever beliefs you want to change, you have to start acting as if it were true. So I know this is kind of a lame example, but prove to yourself that you could study, or this person could prove to themselves that they could study and have an experience that they do well in a test or okay in a test, and that experience will be a stepping stone towards changing that belief of I can't study and get that university degree. One part of the book focused on things that emotionally intelligent people do. When looking at the definition of what it means to be emotionally intelligent, it's a person who's wise and they're able to understand and manage their emotions. Just like any skill, it can be built and improved. Brianna says that emotionally intelligent people recognize their emotions as responses, not accurate gauges of what's going on. They accept that those responses may have to do with their own issues, rather than an objective situation at hand. Sometimes when we feel an emotion, we assume that it's an accurate representation of a situation. For example, we may feel very fearful when someone criticizes us. You don't have to be fearful because criticism is an opportunity to learn. You may feel this way because of a bad memory. Therefore, the feeling is not the truth. On the topic of fear, Brianna says that being fearful is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. The presence of indifference is the sign that you're on the wrong path. Fear means you're trying to move toward, but your old beliefs are getting in the way. Therefore, there's an opportunity to grow. And then on that note, going back to her previous tip on how to change those old limiting beliefs. Moving forward, as we speak about emotions, we often talk about happiness. Happiness is a popular emotion because everyone wants to be happy. The problem is that many people see happiness as a destination. In other words, a place that you arrive at. Some people think that once they have the ideal job, partner, or lifestyle, they'll finally be happy. But this is not the case. Brianna says that happiness is the product of an intentional, mindful daily practice, and it begins with choosing to commit to it. It's not the result of external forces like getting a new job. It's up to you. With that, it may be necessary to change some of your habits so that you can actually spend time doing what you enjoy, or at least working towards that. Brianna offers some advice by saying it's easier to act your way into a new way of thinking rather than think your way into a new way of acting. I'm going to say that again because this is something for me that's like, it's easier to act your way into a new way of thinking rather than think your way into a new way of acting. So do one little thing today and let the momentum build. Maybe you're not happy with your current lifestyle and you know that you need to change. Start acting on that. Go for a walk if you want to be more active. Delete some apps on your phone if you want to be more present. Sometimes actions are louder than words. Another interesting topic that Brianna covers is our work or job and how to feel fulfilled or satisfied with what we do for a living. I think that this is such a necessary topic to cover because many people are not happy with their jobs. Many people dread waking up and going to work. Alternatively, people may be terrified of choosing a job in case it's not the right choice. All these worries and concerns seem to follow us around. Brianna says that finding fulfillment in work is never about pursuing your idea of what your purpose is. It's always about infusing purpose into whatever you already do. This is such an interesting way to look at your current job and one that really made me think deeply. Because truthfully, fulfillment cannot be found anywhere else but inside of you. Therefore, you always have the ability to feel fulfilled. This is empowering because at the end of the day, you're the one in control. Even if you don't enjoy your job or you don't enjoy every aspect to your job, try to find ways in which you can find purpose in what you do. This is not to say that you should stay in a job that doesn't make you happy. If there's a new opportunity where you would be happier, definitely go for it. A lot of the tips and suggestions I've mentioned allude to the fact that you're the one in control. Much of what you want to achieve is already within you, or at least the capacity is. With that, there's a need to really wrap your head around the fact that your mind and thoughts are your own, and you need to figure out how to allow them to serve you and work for you. The author has a great quote that sums this up. She says that fire can burn your house down, or it can cook you dinner each night and keep you warm in the winter. Your mind is the same way. This is as wise as it is truthful because I will not deny that your mind can be a very dark place. You can think of your worst fears or worst case scenarios every day. This can become so strong that you may not want to ever leave your house. On the other hand, you can be your own biggest supporter. You can be knocked down by other people and criticized terribly and still believe in yourself enough to keep trying. Once your thought patterns and beliefs are more aligned with purpose and positivity, your mind will become something that serves you instead of something that brings you down. One of the biggest roadblocks in allowing our thoughts to support us is our emotions. Mostly negative emotions make negative thoughts stronger and they linger. What we think about how we feel can become problematic. The author explains this further by saying the problem with emotions is not the presence of them, but the resistance to them. In other words, the problem is not that we feel scared or angry. The problem is that we ignore or push away our fear or anger. She continues by saying that feelings other than happiness are not marks of failure. Health is having a full spectrum of emotion. Negative emotions are good for you. This is very interesting because it may counter popular culture. It's not possible to always feel happy, and in fact, that is not healthy. Negative emotions give you signs. They show you what you need to change or how you need to adapt. If you can accept a negative emotion and try delve into what it's attempting to show you, you'll realize that negative emotions are as useful, if not more useful, than the positive ones. I hope this will give you a sense of peace for when you're not feeling your best. Let yourself feel what you need to feel. A lot of what this book talks about and makes you think about is that you have to get moving. If something's not working, you need to change it because inactivity does not serve you. The author is inspiring when she says you can choose who you are every day and it doesn't have to be the same person that you were yesterday. You do not have to become only what other people are comfortable with or can understand. Keep an open mind and adapt in a way that suits your purpose. Don't be afraid of growth. Brianna also says that the mantra of any major life change should always be, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. There's no other way to get anywhere. You do not have to wait for another day when you feel ready. And a hard truth is that you'll probably never feel ready to change or pick up a challenging habit. You don't have to wait until the right person is in your life or until you have enough money to feel comfortable enough to do something. Do what you can with what you already have. Another useful quote to remember is, the heart will tell you what, the mind will tell you how. Let them stay in their corners of expertise. So this book was definitely life-altering for me. I think it's one of those masterpieces that you may have to read a few times to fully comprehend. But with that said, Brianna Wiest is excellent at giving advice. She gives hard truths and solid tips, and now it's up to us to follow them and use it to our advantage. I hope you enjoyed this. I definitely did enjoy reading this book, and I recommend that you read it too if you have the time.